Welcome to this lecture on Introduction to Arithmetic Coding. I am Dr. Neeraj Kumar Mishra. In this lecture, I am going to explore the concept of arithmetic coding, and here I will discuss the two fundamental questions. The first question means the generate the tag value, and from this tag value, we have to generate a sequence. And another type of question from the sequence how to generate the tag value. So this method is actually known as a deciphering method. So these two concept I will cover in this lecture. So I hope you will watch this video to the end. Then you understand these two fundamental questions in the arithmetic coding. So before going to discuss this arithmetic coding, first we highlight these two important points in this arithmetic coding. Means this coding is very near optimal, and that is a very fast. And here there is some modeling for the coding of given alphabet. So first means before going to solve some numerical problems based on arithmetic coding, first we understand what is the formula means we have to utilize in this concept. So in this arithmetic coding, there is a very basic formula. The probability of symbols is defined by the this term. First term is a lower limit, and this term is the difference, actually upper limit minus lower limit, and this term represent the probability of the symbols. Okay, so please remember this point, and this is very useful formula to generate the tag. And after that we are going to generate the sequence. So I will discuss this question now. So I given you some letter like I and DA. Okay, and in this four letter I given you the probability 0.4, 0.2, 0.2 and 0.2. So in this part of this question I will going to discuss these two fundamental problems. The first problem is how to generate the tag value for this sequence. So this letter is given India. Okay, and after that I will discuss about this from this tag how to generate the sequence. So for this question I will solve by two method. Okay, I will solve it by this two method. So whatever means you learn means you understand better, that you will go. So first method is that here we are uh, assigning the probability. So suppose that from I letter the probability is 0.4. Okay, and for the next letter this is the summation. Actually here this is a summation. So 0.4 plus 0.2, that means this is 0.6. So 0.6 again, this value is 0.6. Again, this is summation by this. Okay, next probability. So this is 0.8. Okay, so I written here. And after 0.8, if you add again, so that is 1. Okay, so this is the CDF actually. This is a CDF. So in the given sequence, if you carefully see in this question, the given sequence is India. So in this letter, the first letter is I. Okay, so we have to encode this letter first. So in this first letter, actually, first we are going to decide the lower limit and upper limit of this letter I. So the upper limit of this letter I is 0.4 and the lower limit is 0. Okay, so this intermediate value we will assign by this formula. I already discussed this formula. This is a formula. So the lower limit, this is the lower limit, this is the lower limit, and this is the difference of upper limit minus lower limit, and this is the probability of the letter I. Okay, so here you get 0.16. So now we are just write this value here. and the next letter is n. Okay, so for next letter, this is the lower probability. Okay, this is a lower limit. So that value you have to fit here. So 0.16 plus this is the difference value, and this is the probability of letter n, because this is already given in this question. Okay, so this letter probability is 0.4 and the letter n probability is 0.2. Okay, so this is the probability of symbol n. And similarly, okay, so we have to write here, and similarly we go for the next letter, that is D. So in D letter, the lower means the lower limit is 0.24. Okay, 0.24, and the difference, this is the difference, and this is the probability of n. Okay, so here you get 0.32. Okay, so I means we have successfully encoded this letter I. And now we come to the sequence, because this sequence is already given in this question. Now the next letter is n. Now we are going to encode this letter n. So first thing that we have to decide what is the limit of lower and upper limit of letter n. So n letter is actually lie in this two range. This is the range of n, and this is the upper limit, and this is the lower limit. So we have decided the upper limit and lower limit. So this is the lower limit, and this is the difference, and this is the probability of I. Okay, so that comes 0.92. Okay, 0.92. And similarly for the letter n, the lower limit is 0.92, and this is a difference, and this is the probability of letter n. So here we get 0.208. So similarly in the other letter means D, the next letter is D. So we know this limit, this is the lower limit for D. Okay, this is the lower limit for D. So we just write here and we write the difference, and this is the probability of letter D, and then we get 0.224. So same process you also go for the next letter, because next letter is D. So again we have to assign, because D letter is lie in this two range. Okay, this is a range of letter D. So first this is the higher limit and this is the lower limit. Okay, again we go for the same formula, means lower limit plus upper limit minus lower limit, and the probability of the letter. So same formula, if you apply here, you get all these value. Okay, so we have successfully decoded the letter I, and if you come in this letter in this sequence, so only one letter is pending to have, we have to encode. Okay, so if you carefully see here, okay, the A letter is on the top position. Okay, A letter is on the top position. So we know this is the lower limit and this is the upper limit. So this two range we get because this A is the last letter in the given sequence. So next thing is that we have already decided this range for last letter. This is your last letter in the sequence, because in the sequence we given the letter in the question INDIA. So now we have to stop this process. Okay, we have to stop this process, and for letter I is very helpful to generate the tag value for this sequence. Okay, so tag value is actually means we are just only find out the average value. Okay, average means the upper and lower divide by 2. Okay, because the number is this 2 only value, so that's why divide by 2. So we have get this tag value for this sequence. Okay, for this sequence INDIA. So this tag value is 0.216. Okay, so if you come in the second part, so here in this second part, this tag value is given 0.2136. From this tag value, we are going to generate the sequence. Okay, so we have already done all these calculation part. Okay, from this formula. Okay, lower limit plus, okay, lower limit plus upper limit minus lower limit multiply the probability. So we have done all these calculation part. So in this first range, so in this range, if you come here, so in this range, we are going to just check in which interval this tag value is lie. So we have seen here from 0 to 0.4, then in the first interval, this is a tag value is lie here. So in the first interval, we know this is a letter I. So we get this first letter I because we are going to decode. Okay. So in the next stage, so in this stage, you are means we have to again check where is this interval, where is this tag value. So this interval is actually this tag value is lie in this range. So in this range, the letter is n. Okay, so we get n. So same thing you just see here in this phase, in this stage, where is 0.216 lie. So we know in the third stage, in this range, the this 0.216 value is lie. So that means the letter is D. Okay. So again we come to the next stage. So again we check this tag value is lie in which interval. So we get here in this first range because this value is in the first range, the range is 0.208 to 0.2144. So definitely this tag value is lie here, and we know the first interval is known as I. Okay. So now we come to this phase, in this stage, the tag value is lie in the last stage in this range. So the last alphabet is A. Okay, so we get A. So that is the means sequence. We get this sequence from this tag value. Okay, so that is a one method. And in some books, there is other method is that. So now I am going to discuss this another method. Okay, so in both the method you get the same answer. There is no any difference in these two methods. So in the second method we are doing the same thing, but here actually every time in the formula this lower limit, because we are going to decode the letter I. Okay, so for letter I, here this is a letter I. Okay, so first thing, the lower limit is 0. Okay, and upper limit is 0.4. This is not change in this stage 1. Only the probability of the letter is change. Okay, so every time you see this value and this value and this value is not change, only the probability of the letter is only change. Okay, so here you get the same value because in the method 1 you get 0.16, 0.24. In the second method also you get the same value. There is no difference in the data. Okay, so if we come to the second letter, because in the letter I and DIA, so we have done I. Now we come to the letter I, N. So again this thing is same in all these calculation part, only the probability is change. Okay, so what is actually this formula? This formula is lower limit, and this is a difference, and that is the probability of the letter. Okay, so if we get this same, we get this all calculation part, and now we come to the next letter. That the next letter is D. Okay, again if we come to the formula, so this value is not change. Only the probability of the letter is only change. Okay, so we get all these calculation part here on all the data. And if we come to the next stage, so the next letter is I. Okay, next letter is I. Okay, so I letter means we have to decide the range, means what is the lower limit and what is upper limit. Okay, we get this range because I letter in the first stage. Okay, so in this range again the formula is lower limit plus difference of upper limit and lower limit. Okay, so this value is not change, only the probability of this message is only change. We get this data. And now the last letter is A from the given sequence, and the A letter is this is a upper limit of A and this is a lower limit of A. So we get this range. Okay, we get this range. So we know the tag is decided by the last letter. Okay, the tag is decided by the last letter. So in the last letter is A. From this alphabet we get the tag value. So tag is the average of these two. Okay, this is the average of two. So exactly you get the same data, 2.36. Okay, so the decoding method is same as we discussed in the method one. So in both the method there is a small difference, only the calculation part, but during in both the method, the calculation ultimately your result is same. Okay, and definitely in method one and method two you get the same tag value. Okay, so that I think that you have to understand in this lecture. So thank you very much for watching.